Let me tell you about my journey to find the perfect camera bag and why I had to buy a new camera bag last week. This is how it all kind of started. Years ago, in the 80s, I'm working at a newspaper and you've got a big camera system that you're carrying. So you've got two cameras, like two probe camera bodies with motor drives, say like F3s or whatever, big cameras, and maybe 5 or 6 lenses. And there were two options for camera bags back then. You could either use a low pro or you could use a Domkey. Now the Domkeys were nice. A lot of people use those. Good friends of mine use those. Like, I think it was called the F2. Big camera bag. And then the low pro was a little bit nicer because it was padded. So if you were a little more concerned about your gear, it was padded. So I had a low pro camera bag for my SLRs, and that was great. That's what I used every day. But then I started to build a Leica M system, and you needed a new bag, and you probably didn't need as big a bag. So in my heyday of shooting for newspapers with Leica, I had two M6s and a 21, 28, 35, 50, 90. So that's how big my kit was. And you probably had room always for like a flash, like a Vivitar 283 or some kind of hot shoe flash. So I needed a camera bag that would fit that. So I bought a Domkey bag, much smaller, and it's called the F8. And it still exists new. You can still buy it new. I just checked on the Domkey website. Now, Domkey has fallen out of favor, and there's better brands, bigger brands, more popular brands, blah, blah, blah. But Domkey makes a great camera bag still. So this is the F8. I bought this in the 80s. It came at the time in black and tan. And then eventually they added blue and green. And then they switched to rugged wear, which is a different cloth, wax cloth. But this is the F8. Now, this bag is from the 80s, and it was fantastic. It would hold, two Leicas and a couple of lenses and film. You needed room for film back then. And we didn't take water bottles back then, so you didn't need room for a water bottle. Now, this is a little bit tattered, as you can see, and you think, well, it's just wearing out after all these years. But actually, this part here, and the tattering is, when I was on assignment in Cambodia in the early 90s, a rat chewed my camera bag at night. So this was actually chewed by a rat in Cambodia, just part of the great part of the history of this camera bag. But I still use it. I still use this bag. It's worn out. There's a couple of holes in it, so you have to be a little bit careful. But this is a Domkey F8. It's in sand, khaki, whatever you want to call it. This was my camera bag in the late 80s. And interestingly, I had my two Leicas stolen from me. They were in this bag on my desk at the newspaper, and my camera gear, someone came in and stole my two cameras and my lenses. They were insured, so it wasn't really a big, hairy deal, but they were in this very camera bag. So that's what I started with my Leicas. A little bit smaller bag, a couple of lenses, a couple of cameras with bodies on them, room for film, away you go. You could travel the world with that. Now, for some reason, I decided to upgrade, maybe in the 90s, mid-90s, so 30 years ago. I upgraded my Domkey bag to a Billingham bag. At the time, it was called the Alice, which kind of uses the same letters as Leica. And this is the Alice. Now, they don't make this anymore. I think it became the L2, and then maybe they make a different one, which is maybe not sold by Billingham, but sold through the Leica site, made by Billingham. Anyways, this bag has been fantastic, and you could put, it was perfect for one camera. Let's say you had one camera on your neck, and one camera in the bag, and your extra lenses in the bag, and probably, say, 10 or 20 rolls of film. So it was fantastic for that at the time, and I used it for years as that for rangefinder cameras because they're smaller. This wouldn't be big enough for SLRs with motor drives. But this was a nice little bag, except I never felt it was deep enough. Weirdly, because you started to travel with a water bottle. Well, the water bottle's too tall. The bag just wasn't deep enough. And you could do it up, but if you were shooting in a market, you wouldn't do your camera bag up because you needed access to it. So I was always afraid that someone would because it wasn't very deep, that someone would reach in and grab a lens or a camera or something. So I used it for years. It wasn't perfect. There is no perfect camera bag, but this Billingham bag, long discontinued, was what I used for years. So that was called the Alice. Then I think it was the L2, I think, was very similar. And now they make one, again, more of a Leica branded item, but still made by Billingham. Now, Billingham is a British company. Their build quality is magnificent, and kind of waterproof canvas again, leather. This one here, what was unique about it was you couldn't replace these straps because they're sewn on, and the strap itself doesn't go all the way. You couldn't really, it wasn't really a long enough strap. It could have been just a little longer. Maybe this was a price point purchase. I can't remember. It's great. There just was a couple of things that they cheaped out on. But this is the Alice, and I used it for years with my Leicas. So now times have changed, and you need a different bag again. You're carrying a water bottle now, because we never used to have a water bottle. That didn't exist. People didn't drink bottled water. And now you're carrying a notebook computer. So I bought this bag. This is, again, Billingham. It's that kind of waterproof canvas, canvas and leather, made in England. They're not giving these away. And it is called the Hadley. I think this one's called the Hadley Pro, and it's got some pockets for film. Now, it does have these straps which you can take off as they wear out, and these ones are worn out, and I've actually bought the new straps for them, but I'm going to wait for them to rip right off. You know, eventually they will. So you can get straps to replace them, and then the strap itself, you can get this overpriced, softer shoulder pad, which always seems to be turned the wrong way. But that's a couple of accessories you can get for the Billingham. Now this bag is great. There's different pockets. It's deeper, which is what I wanted, but it's not wide enough. It's not wide enough. So you can put a Leica in it for sure, but you can't put a Leica in it with like this little flash here. Right? If you've got a flash on your Leica, you can't put it in it. If you've got a viewfinder on your camera, it doesn't just fit. It's just, the bag is tall enough, it's long enough, it's just not wide enough, in my experience. So this is the Hadley Pro. This is a very popular bag by this company. I'm sure people recommend it. It has been great. There's different sizes. I know I have a Hadley Digital. I think there's a small size that's kind of in that not totally useful range. And there's a larger one, which is just too big and too expensive. But the thing about this, of course, is the insert slides out. And now you just have a bag. And this is what I use a lot, just like this. And I'll tell you why. I fly a lot, and airlines are now charging you for your carry-on and personal items and your checked luggage. Now, sometimes the personal item is free, but this bag I use as my personal item when I'm flying. And that is why I needed a new bag. So this is, if you have to pay for carry-on and you have to pay for checked luggage, maybe you can go to just one of them. Maybe you can just have one checked bag and this personal bag. That was my thinking. I'm just trying to save money on air travel by not having like a checked bag and pay for a carry-on and then a personal item, which there is a size limit to the personal item. And this one that I've been using, unfortunately, is undersized for that size limit on the personal bag. Now, that's good because it has to go by your feet. So how big of a bag do you want? Do you really want the maximum? I don't know. But what I decided was, if I'm going to save money by not having a check bag and a carry-on, I have to max out the size of my personal item, if that makes sense. So this one is good. It's useful for a camera. It's just a little bit smaller than you would want for personal items. You're not taking full advantage of its size for a personal item. So now my search was for a better personal size bag, personal item. And I went to the Billingham site, and it wasn't easy to find out the actual sizes of their bags. I found that interesting, but they just didn't seem to list the dimensions. That's weird. And they're very expensive now. So I decided not to go with Billingham. And I went back to Domke, and I bought a Domke bag. It's called the 832, and it's the medium-sized courier bag. And I think it's going to be perfect. Now, it is just the size, just under the maximum size that you can have as a personal item. So for whatever airline you're traveling with, you're going to want to look that up. But this bag, I bought it off Amazon. It's made by Domke. You would go to the Domke site, which is really Tiffin. You would go to the Domke site, find the size that's suitable for you. But this is the medium size courier bag. They call it the 832 on Amazon. I don't think they call it that on the Domke site. Anyways, this is rugged wear, which is kind of like a waxed cotton, I guess. Now it has the inserts that I can take out. So if I was putting a camera in it, I might keep these inserts in. But if I'm just flying with it and using it as I bought it for, my personal item, I would probably take them out. So this is going to be perfect, I think, for flying. Now, it's a bit big to go under your seat, but that's where it has to go. It'll be a little crowded on my feet. We'll see how that works. It's got a couple of snaps. I think it's going to be fantastic. It sort of maxes out the size available. It's a good brand. The quality, this will outlive me for sure. It even comes with a little can of wax so I can re-waterproof it, which I'll never do, but it could do. As long as I can keep the rats off of it, should be fine. Anyways, this is my new carry-on personal item for flying. It's just under the maximum size that is allowed by the airlines, and it's my new bag. Now, will I use it also instead of just for flying? Yeah, my Hasselblad actually fits in it. A Hasselblad with a lens on it. I can take another lens. So I think it's going to be okay. I'm excited to try it. I'm going on a trip soon, so we'll take it then and we'll find out what it's like. Again, it's tall enough for a water bottle. It's big enough for all my airplane snacks. I can put my book in there. I can put my computer in there. I think it's going to be fantastic. Now, there's no links on my site. There's no sponsors. No one is paying me to say any of this. So I guess you just have to go buy one on your own, and I'm not an affiliate with these people, so enjoy it, buy it. I think it's going to be fantastic.